Roger once again, Mudfossil University, today with the case for reality based on mud fossils. He says, oh, mud fossils, what a big deal. What are those? They're just showing the little thing was alive here and there. It doesn't make much difference. Well, let's think about it a little deeper. If rocks were alive once, what does that mean? You look down and all the rocks had been alive once. There's a little bit more of a meaning there than a curiosity. And we'll go through the meaning of it, but it means that the life that we thought did not exist, did exist. So we need to go through and what did exist, and what is seen, and what now do we see when we look with our eyes open a little wider. So that's meaningful. Now, what if comets were from creatures? Which they are, and NASA agrees now. 100% organic, Comet 67P. Completely organic, 100%. It's so organic that they just don't know what to talk about. They say it's so organic we don't know how to even classify it. We don't know how to give it a name. Well, the name is life. It's living life. And now I just saw it today. Somebody sent me a thing that amazing scientists just discovered, in the meteorites. They found the life in the meteorite. So, and I have a meteorite right here. This right here. That's a meteorite. And that is the blood right there. That could be tested right now. You see, it came through during the evening hours where there's no light in the ionosphere to burn these things up. But it still gets blistered like that now. And that's the red-blooded side. I have videos on this. Now, so if those things were alive, and the space is littered with life, and the astronauts say their suits smell like steak when they come out, like smelly, like steak that wasn't burnt right, and that's exactly what it is. And the molecules they found are exactly what are uncombusted meat smoke. It's polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons. And they're cancerous inside when you don't combust the smokes correctly. So it's from cooking, really, and there's no oxygen in space to speak of to flare these. So when you see the jets coming out of the comets and shooting out this way and that way and back and front and every other way, those are coming out of blood vessels. And I show this very clearly in my video. So that's pretty interesting. Now, what if giants and titans existed, which they did? Nobody's going to be able to contest that anymore. It's been very, very well proven now. So that has something to say about mud fossils in the case for reality, if that's all been avoided. Now, what about if dragons were real, which they are, and gigantic? And in Morocco, 900-mile. And what about the Leviathan? And what about all the other things? And what about light? And what about E equals mc squared being ridiculous? If light has no mass, which Einstein said, that means his own equation, E equals mc squared, says light has no energy. All right, think it over. E equals mc squared. No mass means no energy. C squared is meaningless anyway because it never changes. It's like saying times 1. So that was put in there, in my opinion, strictly for obfuscation and to, make everybody say, oh, look at that big number. And then they all got scared and ran away and bowed down. Nobody even thought about it. Still won't think about it. It's meaningless. And when Einstein says it's a particle and a wave at the same time, or not at the same time, sometimes it's this, sometimes it's that, that's insanity. It's total insanity. It's not a wave and a particle, or one or the other, and sometimes one, sometimes the other. That's crazy. It is a particle spinning through space, creating magnetic fields around itself, and I show that very clearly in the ether, which they say doesn't exist, which does exist. So we're going for reality here, and mud fossils is the key to everything. So this is the start, and stick with me. All right, make sure you're at Mudfossil University on YouTube. This will be coming out hot and heavy. We're going to go into reality. It's got to be accepted sooner or later, and now is sooner, and it's just got to be accepted. Alright, if you're watching this, I'm sure you're on Mudfossil University, and this is on YouTube. Come up here. There's literally hundreds of videos, just scope around, see what makes sense to you, what doesn't. Nobody's going to hurt you. We need to have reality. Now I'm going to show you our groups. Alright, this is the Mudfossil University group. That's up on Facebook. This is Science Mysteries at Mudfossil University on Facebook. This is the real research area, Mudfossil Research on Facebook. And this is where we put it together in the spiritual sense in Mudfossil Revelations, what this means in our history, first of all, and what it might mean to our future. So once again, my friends, stick with me for this journey, which will be enlightening, and answer these questions for yourself. If rocks were alive, what would that mean? If comets are from creatures, what would that mean? If giants and titans existed, what might that mean? If dragons were real, what might that mean? And what about all of the other discoveries we have in the light and energy realm that are being totally avoided and denied? All these things are going to be brought to light. All right, stick with me.